Hello, everyone. Welcome to Theater Arts 024 Single Camera Video Production, Section 34799. This will be an asynchronous course taught by me. My name is Jonathan Furtado, and I'm going to walk you through the Canvas shell and kind of show you all the ins and outs and pieces of the Canvas shell. So this format's a little new to me, just to give you a history lesson on the course itself. It was typically in person, and over the pandemic, we did a blended learning portion where we did quite a few years online instruction. So this is not new to me, but there's a couple different parts of the format I'm still getting used to. So while we're watching this and you guys are taking the content in, and I'm getting used to kind of the format. So if you have any questions, you can always ask me. I'm going to walk you through where to find those. So this is your homepage, if any of you have experience with Canvas. So you go over here to, there's a couple different things. Over here is your left-handed account. This will show you your account tab that you're logging in, and it'll show your ID number or a picture. Try to put a picture of yourself on there, not a cartoon or something else. That way I can recognize you, put a face to a name. It just makes it easier for me to recognize you. Dashboard takes you to the dashboard of all your classes at West Valley College. Courses, this will take you specifically, and you can click on our course. Calendar will show you due dates on assignments. I highly suggest that you use that to keep track of what days and things are due. And I'll be talking about the inbox. This is where you can go here, and you can click on here. And for example, we can click here. Oh, since I'm kind of showing you, I'm showing you the student view. It's not going to allow me to do that, but that's where you can communicate with me. Over here's your history tab and studio, and these aren't pretty common. I wouldn't really worry about that. So we can go back to our course. Oh, over here, here's some different things you might be using. Home will always take you to this splash page. It'll show the name of the class. It'll show the most recent announcements, kind of a welcome message, a little blurb about me, how you can get a hold of me and contact me, and I will go more into depth into that. Over here is your syllabus, which we're going to go over next. So let's click on that. So the course section numbers here. Here's my name. I do work full-time at Silicon Valley Career Technical Education Center. So if there's an urgent message, a reason you might need to contact me, you can call this office number. It will be routed. I may and will likely be in class. Please leave your full name, what course you are taking with me, and your phone number so I can call you back. So the best way to get a hold of me is through the Canvas interface or dropping me an email at jonathan.furtado@wvm.edu. So also, when I'm editing your Google Docs in the future, please put editing privileges in for my MetroEd Gmail address here. It just makes it a little bit easier on my computer interface. So when you share it with me, share it with this address. You can share it with both, but it makes it a lot easier because I'm trying to dive in and out of permissions, and with all the web security, it makes it a little bit complicated. Now, if you need hands-on help, you need to schedule a Zoom conference with me. My office hours are Mondays, 3:45 to 4:15. So if you have any specific time, if you cannot make that time, those are my registered office hours. If it's at or around there after that for a little bit, let me know, send me an email, but those are my posted office hours. Here's the course description. So in this course, we're going to be talking about video production. So mainly in this course, I'm going to go over what we're going to cover in this orientation in video. So here's our student learning outcomes. You are going to be ready to prepare and compress completed video projects for online publishing. That's kind of an academic way of saying you're going to make videos. So our objectives here: learn to operate a video camera, import, edit, and export video with Adobe Premiere Pro, set up lighting and microphones for video shoots. We will likely be getting that hopefully a little bit at the end of the course. Review best locations for video shooting, record sound and voiceover for video projects, use software to properly compress videos for online use, plan and write scripts, linking and marketing videos for social media. So we'll get through as much as we can in the span of this course. And our learning targets are editing in Adobe Premiere, demonstrating the basic understanding of theory and principles of editing, demonstrate the basic proficiency in operating a professional video camera, and the basic principles of composition and movement for video production. Now, the text or materials, you're going to need and be required to have a Adobe Creative Cloud membership, but don't worry, you're a West Valley College registered student. All West Valley College students have a Adobe license attached to their student ID. So there will be a portion of the class that'll be able to do lab work, and since this is asynchronous, that is your time to spend as you see fit. You probably need to have a large hard drive on your computer, or maybe purchase a separate hard drive. I'm looking across my desk, but they make these little SSD hard drives. They come in pretty handy. I'll be talking about that during the editing unit and the possibilities there. So no stress, but have plenty of storage. We're talking about, I would say, give yourself 100 gigs for this class, just in case. You need to also, okay, yeah, that's the purchasing of that. Videos do take up a lot of space, so just be aware. Grading wise, grading is either on a graded A through F scale, or it is a pass, no pass. If you do choose the pass or no pass option, you need to fill out a form within the next 2 weeks of school. Email me and I will send you the form or reference you to the form online and where to find that. But you need to notify me, otherwise you will be graded in the A through F scale. So, the things that students want to know the most. Late work policy. Work must be completed on time. Really, no late work will be accepted after 2 weeks after the due date. I've generally had the experience with students, if they're not going to turn it in, within 2 weeks, they're probably not going to do it at all. Late work will be accepted only in the following policy. The first week, so all the way from the first minute that's late, all the way till 7 days later, that's one letter grade off. So if you get a B, if you did B work, you'll be getting a C on the assignment, and so on. If it's over 7 days late, all the way up to 14 days late, that's 2 letter grades off. So say you did B work, you'd be getting a D on the assignment. Anything after 14 days, which is 3 weeks, the assignment will receive is 0. So I would highly suggest that you turn the work in. Better to turn it in incomplete than to not turn it in at all. A 0 is not good on your grade. But, if you happen to get a D, that's a lot better than getting a 0. So that's basically the summary of it. So the grading, the late policy, grading points. So here's a list of some, but not all the assignments we're going to complete in class. Here are some of the editing assignments: the edit a story, films that inspire essay, continuity edit, the montage assignment, the video scavenger hunt, and shots and angles assignment, amongst a few others that we might be able to complete. So the class is asynchronous, as I have mentioned. So I will be publishing each week on that date, and that particular date that I publish it, and I will notify you in advance that I will probably be publishing that week. It will open. You'll have a week to do the work, and you'll see the due dates on the calendar, and I will be mentioning that as we go throughout the class in the lectures. So some really basic things. AI policy. Any students wishing to use AI tools for any part of their film video projects must obtain written permission from me in advance, the instructor. This includes but not limited to AI tools for scripting, editing, special effects, or any other aspects of production. This also includes all writing assignments for blogs, video, article reflections, and chapter questions assigned during the course. So any written material, any video reflections that I'm going to be giving you, any essays, please do not use AI. It is completely against the spirit of the course and relatively pointless. This is a creative class. Show me your creativity. There's really no point. I'm pretty adept at picking up what AI is. It's really essentially a waste of your time. I will randomly spot check. If I find any content that's AI written, you will receive a 0 that you cannot make up. If this is a repeated issue, I will have to have like a schedule a Zoom discussion with you. If it's a repeated issue after that, I'm sure there are academic dishonesty protocols, but let's just keep it all as adults and not use AI. It's not needed. My writing assignments aren't that complex. It's really the reflection. It's not a right or wrong response. I just want to see you guys invest the thought, tackle with these ideas, put some effort into it. It's not about a right or wrong per se thing. So don't worry too much about the attendance. This would be related to the in-person portion of the class when we held it in person. So again, always look at your West Valley calendar for the vacations or any of the breaks that we have. I will try to post those in advance and let you know when we have those off. Again, a lot of this is the boilerplate for many of the courses here at West Valley College. You can read these. It talks about accidents on campus, alerts, policy on academic dishonesty. Please see this. Also regarding your AI policy. Yes, so pretty straightforward. That's the syllabus. Please review it. Take a look at it. Now let's hop over here to the course modules. So we went to modules. Now this is what you're going to see. You're going to see a module 0 orientation. And on module 0, this is going to basically allow you to click here and you will see, this is the basics of what we just went over. And over here, now each module will have, I will try my best to put a module overview that will kind of go over what we're going to learn about in this section, because each module is part of the ongoing set of lectures. Over here about our class, this will talk more about, this will outline the modules. Now, when this was an in-person class, I kind of had these by week. Now they are by module. So in the first module will be the introduction to editing. Next module we'll talk about continuity editing. Third module, rules of continuity editing. Fourth module, montage editing. Fifth, editing terminology. Sixth, transitions and editing. Seventh will be editing and time. This will be our unit summary, and there will be a short quiz. Module 8, introduction to the camera, part 1. Module 9, introduction to the camera, part 2. Module 10, tripoding and composition. Module 11, composition, part 2. Module 12, sound for the screen. Module 13, the final reel that you will turn in, and the final quiz. So this talks about the student learning outcomes, which we already talked about. Now, this is about me, a little blurb about me. So I've been working in the film and video industry since my graduation from California State University, Chico, in 2003. I have over 12 years of experience. That's a little bit outdated. I now have over 20 years of experience as a director of photography and a camera operator and a video editor and producer. So director of photography is a specialist in shooting videos and lighting them. So as an editor and a video producer. I moved from Southern California to Southern California, and have numerous videos and films for a wide variety of corporate clients and entertainment industry clients in Southern California. So I have a wide variety of experience shooting with various different professional cinema camcorders, lighting equipment, and possess a comprehensive high-definition video production package. I currently work as a freelancer and an instructor of film and video production here in San Jose. So I have quite a bit of industry experience in a wide variety of fields. I've done stage production. I've done live camera for events. I've shot short films, music videos, documentaries, corporate videos, a lot of event videos. So I have quite a bit of experience working with that. And I've been an instructor of film and video production at Silicon Valley CTE for 10 years. And I think this is my 7th year at West Valley College as an adjunct professor. So don't worry if I can't find out the answer to your question. I can point you towards where to find it, or I can research it myself and find it for you. I got you covered. I've also been teaching this class for about 7 years at West Valley College and 10 years at SVCTE. So I've got it down pretty pat. So no worries. I'm a seasoned teacher. Right here, this is a 10-point assignment. Click on Hits a Discussion. And this will be your first kind of assignment. Oh, well, I'll have that filled out for you. So basically, this will have a basic question. I had it filled out earlier. I don't think it's saved. But it's going to ask you a basic question, an intro question. You know, who you are, what year you are at West Valley College, your background, just to get to know each other. So the discussion, getting to know each other question, by the time that you see this video, it will be up. It's a 10-point assignment, just an introduction to yourself. This will also be your original, this will be credited as your attendance starting the course, so I know that everybody is here. Please fill that out within the first week of the course. Communication plan. So in here, our communication plan, if you need to get a hold of me, this shows you how to use the inbox as a student. So the Canvas inbox right here is the best way to get a hold of me, and I'll check that regularly. Q&A cafe discussion. The Q&A cafe discussion, this is going to be, you can basically post a reply to this. It's an ongoing thread. If you have a question for me, please write it in detail, and I will do my best to reply within 48 hours. So please do that. Make sure that you, and then if you have a further follow-up question, reply to my question. And try to keep the threads in order. So reply to the question or start a new thread. So that's that. I will have this filled out. This is already in my syllabus, but it'll be attached here. How to attend student hours. I will provide a Zoom link once we can get those up. I'll probably send it directly to you. If you would like to attend my office hours, just let me know. I will have that for you, and I will send that link to you directly because it will change probably every time. So there's no point in putting it linked here. Okay, so self-introduction. Oh, that's what we're doing. Yeah, sorry, ignore the getting to know each other post. That will be gone. It was discussion self-introduction. This is what you'll be doing. So, no, this will be used to establish your attendance and participation in the class. These discussions will be weekly and require for you to check in regularly to prove your participation in the material. So, welcome to the class. Please take a few minutes to introduce yourself, tell us your name, what year you are, and 1 or 2 things you enjoy doing outside of school. Next, share why you're interested in film production and what excites you about this class. Finally, if you could make a movie about anything, what would it be about and why? So that's a pretty cool one. So reply there. So this will be kind of like your attendance, like, hey, I'm here. I'm checked into the class. This is your check-in post. And each module will have a discussion topic that you will need to weigh in on. And that will be kind of like your attendance mark for the week. So that will be there. So that is your self-introduction. Don't worry about this one. By the time that you access this, this will not be there. So no worries about that. Also, don't forget, under announcements, this is a great place to find overall general announcements about the class. Announcements will be often up here. You will see some old announcements. These are from previous years. Ignore all those. Right here, you can see the welcome post that I've already posted here. This will give you a general welcome post, getting started, and just check these. These will be like basic all-around reminders, and they will let you know about what needs to be said or known in the course. All right, what's next? We're chugging along. Oh, here we go. Syllabus. Don't worry about that. That's over here. So syllabus is over here. Guidelines and resources. Online participation, attendance, discussion guidelines, academic integrity, finding grades and feedback. All this is the basic functionality of Canvas and how to use an online course. Please review all this if you're not familiar with it, like the mobile app for Canvas, and please check in on all that. There will not be a self-check quiz, so don't worry about that. That will be gone. And at the end of every course, there will be a wrap-up that will look much like this. At the end of every, module, you will see a wrap-up kind of going over what we went over. So an intro and a wrap-up. But I will cover, don't worry, most of this, almost all this, in my weekly lectures that will be recorded. So, where are we here? I need to start closing some windows. Okay, so we're here. Now, the cafe and lounge. So the question and answer cafe, one cool thing about this is what we referenced earlier. Question and answer cafe, this is where you have questions for me, specifically for me. So this is where you would ask those and then reply to them. I'll reply to you, and we keep those threads together. Now, the student lounge is for you guys to kind of communicate with each other and weigh in on topics. Welcome to your virtual student lounge. You get a space to chat with classmates about anything you want, form study groups, share ideas, post resources, share memes, whatever you like. Just remember to keep our discussion guidelines in mind. So what are our discussion guidelines? If you have course-specific questions, post them in the Q&A cafe or send them to me in the Canvas inbox. So this is, just netiquette tips. Avoid sarcasm. Use appropriate language. No cursing. Avoid flaming. Be courteous. Never make derogatory comments. You can agree with ideas, but do not make personal attacks against other students. I will peruse this periodically, and I will delete posts that violate the guidelines. Pretty straightforward kind of stuff. So you guys to interact with each other. This is if you have direct questions from me about the course. Now, moving forward, this is what a normal module will look like. It'll say a module number, orientation, introduction to video editing. Over here, you'll see usually the introduction to the module. This is the introduction to the previous course. This won't be there, but it needs to be renamed to our current. By the time you get here, it'll be renamed to our current name of our class. So I'll have this fixed. This kind of gives you some basics information. It'll give you a basic information of the module. Over here, take this intro to student survey. Again, I need to rename it. This is a basic survey that'll give me some information about you. What's your name? What's your highest level of education? Your email address, your phone number, where are you originally from, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Kind of just going over these basics. And this will help me guide my instruction of you, and it'll help assist me if I need to get a hold of you. I can find your phone number or email address and get a hold of you. Most of the time, it's never going to be a problem, but, no worries. Over here, under the module, you'll see slides. Now, I typically keep my slides all in one big block. So this block of slides will be the entire editing section that we're talking about. So I would draw from here. You can always come back and pull these up. You'll see as you pull them up in Google Slides, you will see me and I will go through them and I will explain as we go. So no worries. So during the editing unit, there's really going to be a handful of slides. They're just, there's a lot of slides in here, and we will kind of click away at them as I go into each lecture. So the first section, the editing section, there'll be several modules on this. It'll all be the same slides. Don't worry. Okay, that'll make it easier so you don't get confused and I have to copy paste them to each module. I will definitely let you know if I ever change presentations. So those slides will be the ones we're going to use in the first lecture coming up here. Now, often we will have video reflections. Now, normally I would show these in person in an in-person class, but what's really cool about that is often I will peel these off and I'll say, hey, here's your video reflections. I will often in the lectures go over these and be like, hey, this is why you're learning it as part of the lecture, and I'll walk you through it. Like this one we're going to talk about, and you can watch these and you should write an in-depth video reflection. So an in-depth video reflection should consist of an in-depth paragraph. So 5 to 7 sentences that demonstrates your understanding of it. Again, no reason to cheat using transcription software or AI. I can tell the difference. I will randomly check. If I detect anything like that, you will receive a 0. But most of it is to kind of, this is in-person content I would normally show to a class. So it's the additional content that breaks up the course lectures. So it's really going to help you to watch these, engage with them. I have picked out the best videos that I possibly can from the best courses that are available. And I've really, this is battle tested. It works if you stick with the plan. So don't worry about that. So there'll often be a video reflection, 10 points. Some of them are 20 points. So there will be 2 to 3 of these or 4 of these, depending on the module. It ranges. Over here is your first assignment, which I'll talk about coming up. This is your Films That Inspire You essay, a simple essay. I will go over that in the first lecture. So that's what that would look like. It would have 30 points, simple film. Here is your assignment, your edit a story. And we will be going over that. It's your first video editing assignment that we will be digging into, and you'll be sourcing your clips, and I'll be going over that in your next lecture. And then I will give resource links, how to create a title slate, Premiere Pro walkthrough. I will also be recording some specific videos where I will reference how to create a title slate and export your videos, and those will be how to import your footage. Those will be housed up in a separate section that will be up here that I did not publish. It'll say important links, and up here there will be it'll be like a different module, and that will allow you to constantly go up here and always come back. Like, how do I export a video? How do I build a project? How do I create a title slate? And that I'll have pretty rock solid videos that will help you always reference them and be able to review them over and over. And you won't have to hunt and peck in the video lectures. So don't worry about that. But these links, resource links, will be separate that you can click through and get to those, like this Premiere Pro walkthrough that'll help get you started. And that's generally the orientation with the class. Now, there will also be I will put this video that you're going to watch up here at the top of Module 0, and it'll be an orientation lecture, and it'll be titled, and you'll say, watch first, and this will be your kind of pre-lecture before we get to our first lecture, our Module 0. Now, all my lectures will be kind of linked here at the top of the module. It'll say, lecture, orientation, and introduction to editing. And that will be your lecture at the top of the module that you should always watch the lecture first, because I will do a formal lecture on the theory, go through the slides, explain everything, and then I will go down and explain this module's work, what's expected of you, and then kind of go over what to do. Now, these lectures will be kind of evergreen, so you will need to look into the calendar right here and always go to the calendar, and the calendar will show you what the due dates are. And you can always look under here as we can kind of show you. You can always look down here and see the due date right under the assignment. So please make sure that you review that. Make sure you turn them in. You should turn them in on time. If you ever have an emergency, like you got COVID or you're in the hospital or something like that, reach out to me, let me know, and then we can figure something out. But it's generally assumed that you are following along with the content. It's pretty straightforward. I try to keep everything quite direct. I like to do a title, colon, and then what it is. So, again, like we said, the discussion posts are going to be kind of like your attendance post that you've checked into the unit. And so that should be the first thing. You should listen to the lecture, do the discussion posts, then your video reflections, and then you will have your individual assignments that might be in here. Now, the editing assignments may take a few modules to do, a few weeks. Now, often in the beginning, I give you about roughly 2 weeks to do the editing assignments, some of them 3, like the montage assignment will be a little bit longer. Don't stress, just look at the due date that's down here. Just because it opens in the module doesn't mean it has to finish within that week. So each week, starting on Monday, I will publish the new module, and it'll be up for the whole week. So the new module will be up on Monday, and you will be able to see everything for the whole week. But again, pay attention to the due dates, because some of them, mostly the editing assignments, if you notice, they will take possibly more than a week. So probably a lot of them a week or two time. If you can't get it done in a week or two, or you're having a really hard time, again, reach out to me, Question and Answers Cafe, direct message me in the inbox. So that's the end of the tutorial video here. And then I will see you all in the next section, the introduction to editing.